If you're selling your home or thinking about buying a new home in Calgary and want to make sure you get the best price possible and are up to date on what's happening in the Calgary real estate market, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to go over the highlights from CREB's September 2022 real estate market update and the surrounding areas. Hey, my name is Danny Green. I'm your local Calgary realtor with MB Real Estate Group RE/MAX First, and I specialize in helping homeowners and home buyers navigate the real estate market in Calgary, Alberta, so they can move into a better home and improve their quality of life without having to worry about a thing. Demand is shifting to more affordable options. Strong sales for condominium, apartment, and row properties was not enough to offset declines reported for other property types. This caused city sales to ease by nearly 12% compared to last year. However, with 1,900 sales in September, activity is still far stronger than levels achieved prior to the pandemic and is well above long-term trends for September. Despite recent pullbacks in sales and thanks to strong levels earlier in the year-to-date sales remain 15% higher than last year's levels. While demand is easing, especially for high-priced detached and semi-detached product, purchasers are still active in the affordable segments of the market. This is cushioning much of the impact on sales. This came from our chief economist, Anne Laurie at CREB. And she said, at the same time, we are now seeing listings get easing and preventing the market from becoming oversupplied, and is supporting more balanced conditions. Now in September, new listings declined by 10%. With sales to new listings ratio of 72%, it was enough to prevent any gain in inventory levels, which declined over last month and were nearly 21% lower than last year's levels. The adjustments in both sales and supply levels have caused the months of supply to remain relatively low at less than 3 months. The shift to more balanced conditions is causing some adjustments to home prices. While prices have slid from the highs seen in May, as of September, benchmark prices remain at 11% higher than last year and 6% higher than levels reported at the beginning of the year. So for detached, for the sixth consecutive month, sales activity has slowed in the detached market and is now offsetting the gains recorded in the first quarter. The recent decline in sales has been driven mostly by a reduction in the under $500K segment of the market, as a significant reduction in supply for those price ranges have left little options for potential purchasers. At the same time, detached sales continue to improve for homes between $600,000 to $1 million. This higher price range group has reported the largest growth in new listings and overall supply levels. While the overall detached market is far more balanced than it was earlier this year for homes priced below $500,000, conditions remain relatively tight. This is likely causing divergent trends in pricing activity based on price range. Overall, detached prices eased by nearly 1% over the last month, with the largest monthly decline occurring in the city center district. Despite monthly adjustments, prices remain nearly 13% higher than last year. Further pullback in sales this month was not enough to offset gains from earlier in the year, as year-to-date sales remain 6% higher than last year's levels. While new listings in this segment can vary month to month, year-to-date new listings have remained just slightly lower than levels achieved last year. This kept inventories at levels that are still far below long-term trends. The recent pullback in sales was enough to cause the months of supply to push up relative to levels seen earlier in the year. However, with less than 3 months of supply, conditions remain relatively tight for this type of property. While conditions do remain tight, prices still trended down following higher than expected gains earlier this year. Overall, benchmark prices remain 10% higher than last year's levels reported. Row sales activity improved over last year's levels, contributing to year-to-date record high pace of sales. Recent pullbacks in new listings and strong sales activity have caused inventory levels to remain low, keeping the months of supply below 2 months. With conditions remaining tight, prices stay mostly unchanged compared to the last month and are 15% higher than prices reported in September of 2021. The highest year-over-year price gains occurred in the North District. With a September record, apartment condominium sales continue to rise relative to last year, contributing year-to-date sales of 5,026, a 60% gain over last year. While new listings also improved so far this year, it has not been enough to prevent some easing in inventory levels. And unlike the other sectors, since 2016, inventories have generally been higher for apartment condominiums. It is only the strong demand this year that has caused this market to shift to buyer's market conditions reported throughout most of the last year to one that is now relatively balanced. Relatively balanced conditions prevented any significant shift in prices this month compared to last month, and overall apartment condominium prices remain over 10% higher than last year's levels. Despite recent gains, prices remain below the 2014 high. Both sales and new listings eased in September, preventing any significant shift in inventory levels this month. With a sales to new listings ratio of 89% and a months of supply still below 2 months, conditions remain relatively tight in the market. While inventory levels remain low, purchasers are more cautious than they were a few months ago, which is weighing on home prices. In September, the benchmark price eased by nearly 2% compared to last month, but remained 60% higher than the previous year. Sales eased for the 6th consecutive month in September. This caused year-to-date sales to reach 970 units, a 3% decline over the previous year. At the same time, new listings have risen relative to the low levels seen last year, helping support gains in inventory levels. As of September, there were 165 units available in inventory. While this is still higher than last year's levels, this is still nearly 30% lower than levels traditionally seen in September. Shifts in both supply and demand are causing the market to shift toward more balanced conditions and is also taking some pressure off of home prices. In September, the benchmark price eased by nearly 2%, totaling $509,000. Despite the monthly pullback, prices are still over 60% higher than September of 2021. Supply levels continue to be a challenge in Okotoks. While new listings have improved over last year, sales have generally kept pace as the sales to new listings ratio remained elevated at 81%. And at the same time, inventories remain nearly 50% lower than levels traditionally seen in September, keeping the months of supply below 2 months. While conditions remain relatively tight, purchasers are more cautious than they were earlier this year, causing monthly prices to ease by nearly 2%. Despite the downward trend recorded over the past 4 months, prices remain over 12% higher than last year. Now, if you're looking to buy your dream home or make a move, I can help you simplify the home buying and selling process so you can find your dream home without having to lift a finger. So if that's what you want, my email is danny@calgarysagent.com. My phone number is 403-605-6626. You can also DM me on Facebook, just search Danny Green, or you can DM me on Instagram. My username is @CalgarysAgent. And even if you're not looking to buy or sell a home right now, but you want to learn more about the market, the process, and other mistakes to avoid and best practices to do, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I create lots of educational content, and click on the bell icon so you get notified when a new video comes out. Or again, just reach out. I love helping people, I love real estate, and thank you for watching. This is your September 2022 CREB market update.